Hey everyone, this is a review of the Anova Precision Oven that I've had for, I don't know, 3-4 months now. And the more I use it, the more I love it. And I kind of feel that being able to see how something works is so much easier than trying to read a text review. So I've been doing a video review of the oven. First of all, you have the controls on the oven. You can connect it to Wi-Fi, and you have 4 different selections of the heating elements. This would be for the back element, which includes the fan, or you can do the back and the top if you want to do browning, or you can do top and bottom, or just bottom, or just the back one that includes a fan, which is mostly what I use. You also can select your temperature, and you can go up or down using the buttons. You can use the probe, and if you want to set the probe, you would set, well, this would be for the probe, and you set the temperature you want the probe for. Or you can set time, so you can set the timer, and then you can also set the percentage of humidity that's going to be used by the oven. So that can go up and down, you know, using this control, and then this would be the start. You can also use an app, which I'll be showing you, that has a lot more options that you can't really set on the oven, but you can set everything up on the oven itself. The oven has the back fan, which is helpful, and also the heater. You have the element for heating under the oven that's covered by this, so it's not quite as strong as having the element exposed. You also have an element at the top, and this is where you would plug in your probe when you're using it. So I'm going to show you exactly if you wanted to start it up. It starts up and goes to your temperature, whatever you've set, up, down. You can change it in the middle if you want to. And this is the temperature that your oven is at right now, and what it's set for is 355, or you can go back to that, and then it'll go back to telling you what the actual temperature in the oven is. So you can do the preheat on the oven, and it'll tell you when it is preheated. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off right now and show you a little bit about the app and what you can do with it. In addition, the oven has a reservoir that you can fill with water, and it's best to use distilled, otherwise you can get bacteria in there and more calcium buildup. But you can fill this up, just leave it, and every time you use humidity for cooking, the water comes out of here, and as it gets used up, you can fill it again. And you also have a tray at the bottom here that when see if I can get this out, this sometimes will fill up with water because it, you know, when the humidity comes out, it just drains into here, I guess. But anyway, now and then you have to empty this. When you're using the humidity, you can have steam coming out of here, so it's good to have it on something that's not going to be affected by water. The app is something I found useful when I was first starting to use the oven because it gives you some better ideas of how to use it, and you can set up a lot of things automatically. For example, air fry. You can set it to these temperatures, and it sets it up automatically with the steam off, the temperature, and the heating at the top and rear. And if that's fine, just press start. If you want to change it, you can bump up the temperature. You can change the temperature if you want, and set it, you know, to whatever temperature you want, or you can change the steam if you wanted steam, which on air fryer you probably wouldn't, or you can change your ovens, so you could change it to top, rear, bottom, top and rear, or top and bottom. So you can change it to any of those things. And the same would be true if you wanted to use any of the others. So I'm going to cancel this and go back. And if I wanted to use, say, convection bake, I could do the same thing. You've got all of the automatic settings, but you can edit them and change temperatures, steam, the heating, whether it be rear, top, bottom, whatever, or you can just take what's there. You can, but the thing is, you can change the automatic settings if you want to. The other thing you can do is, say for instance, you wanted to find a recipe. So let's find something delicious, and you can choose any of those things. And you know, there's not always going to be recipes for everything you're looking for, but you can get some ideas on how to cook the different things. For example, beef. Okay, we've got steak and meatloaf and prime rib, and you know, multiple different recipes you can choose. And even if one of these isn't exactly what you want, you can choose something similar, and when you go into it, you can change any of the temperatures that are already set. So we can go into this, and actually on this I guess you can't change it, but it'll start the preheating, tell you when it's preheated, and whatever this recipe was set up to do. I use these mostly to get a temperature for something, or to find out what kind of humidity should be used or whatever, but I use them more as references, so you can, you know, choose any one of these. So they've got multiple recipes that are actually all tested and very good. So if something that you have fits one of these, I mean, you're good to go. You can just pick that recipe. And the other thing you can do is you can bookmark recipes. Like I've checked some of these because I use spaghetti squash, and I don't use it with pesto, but it keeps the temperature for the spaghetti squash. Or you can use some of the different recipes, so you can bookmark your recipes. And you can also go into activity of the different cooks that you've done, and these are some of the ones I've done. And then when you do cook something, if you like it, you have the opportunity of saving it into your own recipes, as I have done here. So I've checked out mahi-mahi fillets and halibut fillets, but most of the time I just go and find out what the optimum temperature is for something, set up that temperature, and I've gotten to where you pretty much can use the humidity or the moisture in it, and as you get going, you learn more and more how to do some of these things. So I hope this review was helpful for you, and thank you for watching.